pt4, driving business.
Now let's talk about personal branding. This is our final segment, and of course, I'm so glad you are still with us. I'm talking to Mr. Yesije Brian, who is the CEO of Bravo Shoes, and of course, Mr. Kwijuka Alexander, who is the head of communications at MTAC, and the Rotarian, Mr. Brian. Yes, Mr. Brian is also a Rotarian as well. Now, Mr. Alexander, talk about personal branding. You built your personal brand over years, and when people talk about Alexander, there are certain things that come to mind. Now, young people today struggle with that. Like I've just given you an example in the other segment about people whose degrees have been termed expired. They feel like their self-esteem has gone down because that what they thought was going to be their brand is now going down, right? And so many other people who have even graduated and still don't find their place in this life. How do you do personal branding?
Thank you so much, Anthony. And it's a very interesting question because I think about 2 months ago, there's an old man who asked me why I'm doing the things that I'm doing, yet I'm still young, and that I should be enjoying my little money and the like. And I think also another one yesterday mentioned that the things I'm doing, I should first wait until I'm 50, and then I can do them. And I was telling him that, look here, as when I was born, you know, being born is a chance. None of us applies to be born. And when I was still in Makerere, I remember one of my lecturers, Dr. Jack Smith, gave me a book titled Emotions. And in that book, there is somewhere they mentioned that the biggest and most complicated war that everyone wins is to be born. I hope you know how conception happens and the like. Yeah. Millions of those organs are released, and only one gets the chance to if any other gets the chance, it won't be good. And that is a war that you win without really fighting so much. You don't do much about it. So why am I telling you this? When you are born, it's very important that as you grow up, you appreciate a purpose for which you live. It's very possible that there are very many people out there, when you ask them, why are you living? They will not tell you why they are living. Someone will tell you, I'm in school, my parents pay school fees, I come to school, I study. Why are you studying? They will not tell you, they don't know. But it's very important, number one, you appreciate your purpose for living. Number two, it's very important that you appreciate where you come from. What's your story? For me, the people that know me know that I'm a proud, humble citizen from Chigarama, because Chigarama is where my story begins. And for anything that I do, including my future prospects and the like, I must always remember where I came from. And therefore, Chigarama has become part of my brand, my personal brand. Number three, then you must also appreciate yourself, understand yourself. Remember, we talked about weakness and strength. Understand your strength, because if you don't understand your strength, then you do not have what to amplify to the world. If you don't know your strength, then you do not know how you're going to be able to help yourself to achieve the goals and the desires that you have in life. Number four, just like a business, as a person, you also must identify which one is your target audience. So you will get shocked that the things I'm telling you are the things that I would actually tell you if I was telling you to brand as a business. Why? Yourself also, you must manage yourself as a business, because indeed you are a business. You interact with people, you have a value that you are giving people, and there are also goals that you have to achieve and the like. Then also it's very important to be consistent. Earlier on we talked about someone who is known to be one t-shirt man. Though recently I realized he puts on suits once in a while. But that t-shirt alone, you know, when you see it, in fact, if you saw someone else putting it on, you will say, "Hey, that's a naughty." Yes. So at the end of the day, you need to be consistent, and consistency has to do with your behavior, your dress code, the things that you do. Earlier on today, I was facilitating some leadership class, and I told these young leaders that there are things that you must do every day, not necessarily the big ones, but things like greeting people. When you meet someone, do you greet me today? Tomorrow when I meet you, will you greet me again? And when you're greeting me, will you consistently greet me with a smile on your face? You know? Now, if you're able to do that,
even the bad days,
exactly,
the bad days.
Absolutely, you must have the guts to smile, to at least force a smile out of that bad feeling and the like. So consistency is very, very important. That is why you realize that there are people in this country that when you see them, or when you see them like on screen, like now, you already have an idea what they are likely to say, because they have been consistent in their opinion, consistent in their thoughts, consistent in their behavior.
Yes, goalposts.
Exactly. So at the end of the day, consistency is very key. Now, second last that I will mention is that, like I mentioned, as a person, you must be authentic. There's a gentleman I love so much, one Shakasali. Yes? I do not know for how long that guy has been in the US, but when he speaks, he will still tell that this is the Kabbalah kid. Yes, that we know, sure. Because his accent, his language, even when he's speaking English, you will tell that this is the original Kabbalah kid that we know.
And then all go for 1 week.
Absolutely, and they come, speaking through the nose. And lastly, I want to mention that it's very important that you try as much as you can to do all these things that I've mentioned, yes, on a daily basis. And once you do them, you do them so well. Seek to improve them every now and then and move with the times. Trust me, you will build an unbeatable personal brand.
Wow, thank you so much for that wonderful insight. Mr. ECJ, anything to add to personal branding? He's mentioned consistency. Almost everything we mentioned on the product, now transferring to you, the human. What would be your opinion on people branding themselves before even doing the business?
Yes, of course, we come in with character. You mentioned almost 99% of these things, it goes for the personal character, how we conduct ourselves. It has a lot to do with whatever we do out there, no matter the kind of business you're in, as a CEO, as a head, as the founder, the entrepreneur. People look up to you. How do you conduct yourself in society, in the communities that you serve? It does well a lot with our brands. If you look at Elon Musk, whatever Elon Musk comes up to do, it comes very successful because he has put himself out there as a personal brand. So through this personal brand as well, we create these brands. People need to know who's behind this brand. And as we're talking about the social media, what I forgot to tell people that even you coming out on your social media to show face, so that people attach the face
to the product.
People are able to trust you more. Most people do not want to do this, but I want to show you when somebody says that there's a human being behind it, and they are not dealing with the robots, then they are able to know, yes, that someone is behind. So that's why some of us, we are on social media, we do that, how we conduct ourselves. I myself am involved in a lot of corporate social responsibility. Maybe one time we'll have a topic to discuss responsibility of brands or businesses in their communities. There can be another discussion as well, so that we show how really best we can use our own brands to become responsible. So how we conduct ourselves, how we behave, whatever we do in our communities, in our surroundings, in whatever we do in our social media platforms, how our profile is set. Because most of you do not know how to set your profile. Because these days things have changed, brother. And you tell me something, I will run to the social media and I will do due diligence on you. In anything you want to do with me, I'll put in and I'll find out who you are.
What you post.
So what you post, yes, and you cannot escape this. I can even do due diligence on you for 5 years.
Yeah.
To see how consistent you've been or what have you been doing. So all this comes up for me to be able to take a step to contact you or to do business with you. So people need to understand that our profiles must be clearly set out, and these profiles must be setting out what you're doing. And then, of course, the conduct, as I'm saying, CEOs, we need to conduct ourselves, right? People need to see what you're doing, you know. As I was telling you at the back when I was telling you, addressing me, you should put the Rotarian. I am a Rotarian. As Rotarians, we have certain principles that we follow, and the conduct that we're required to do. As Rotarians, of course, even before I became a Rotarian, there are certain principles that I believe to follow, most especially
The forward test.
The forward test, you know that. Yes, the forward test, you know, so you do that, you know, that. It's about branding yourself as well. As a Rotarian, how do you show yourself out there? As a Rotarian, as a business person, how do you do it? As an entrepreneur, how do you put out your values? Like Lord Sati, Rotary has the values. You as an entrepreneur, what are your values? You know, as a person, what are the values you send out? They do a lot. They work a lot, you know, on the sprouting of your brand and your business. So it's very, very important. The young entrepreneurs out there, even if someone knows you that really you're a man of suits, why not a man who delivers? Why not a man who means the word? You know, branding goes. Even keeping time, being good at keeping time is your brand. When you are dealing with somebody, you know, if I were to ask Mr. Chokush got to be here at this time, he will be there on time. Then you find that you'll be inviting him. Then another person invited him, 7 programs, the program is starting at 7, become at 7:30 or 15 or all the time they have regrets. With our brands, people will always deal with you that when I make an appointment with Bravo, he will be on time and he will be there. And people start matching with your pace because they know you keep time. When somebody comes 15 minutes, you're going, the program has ended. So that's a personal brand. Somebody will always speak about it and say, Bravo says this, it must be this. So
and
those are some
maintain the standard.
They maintain the standard. Young men out there, if somebody tells you, let's meet at 2, can you be there at 2? Can you be there at 30 minutes before 2? Who told you that coming early exists? Coming late is a problem. Coming early is not too early. It's beautiful. So somebody will say that when I give somebody this order, they will deliver on time. That's why we deal with certain companies, others who don't deal with them. Even if somebody tells you, somebody is overcharging you, you know something of 50,000, they're charging you 70, you know it should be cheap. I say, please, I do not buy how much they sell. I am buying how much they are selling to me. I don't mind paying more 20,000. I'm not paying 50,000 and if things are horrible. You don't deliver on time. There are excuses all the time. When you're giving me products cheaper, I'm not looking at the price. And people don't look at the price. They look at how we sell. Okay, so can you promise and know that if I have made an appointment, I will deliver? If I told someone I'm going to deliver a product to, let it be. I was very a little bit perturbed by one of a very good website that I wanted the product. I wanted something very badly, and I sent them mail. And this is a problem in Uganda. They put up a very good website. I went on the website, made an order on the 2nd of May. On 17th, they had not delivered, not even communicated to me. I took up an initiative to call them, and then somebody said to me, sorry, let's look for the product to deliver. In 1 hour, they delivered at 5:30. Can you imagine? It's so tired and I cannot market that website again. I cannot market them. Maybe if I want the product, I can go through the hassle, but I cannot market them. So you see how you put up something beautiful, a very good website, have very good product, and then you put arrogance behind. Okay? You're poisoning yourself. The arrogance that is behind. So you expect somebody to plead with you. I want to say this. There's no business that we do that people have never done. It's how we garnish ourselves. All those businesses, guys, you're doing out there, you're not doing anything unique.
How do you manage?
What makes us unique? What sets you off the standard? But is how you do it. It's how you garnish yourself. So can we look at garnishing yourself to be different? Because whatever things you're doing, the same, isn't it? But what sets us off is how we garnish yourselves. And then again, people mind about the competition. I tell people I don't care about the competition. I care on how best I improve myself every day. And you find that all the efforts I'll put in making myself better, and I will put less time in what somebody is doing. Because once you put yourself all your effort on the other side, then yours is losing out.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. SJ, for that wonderful insight. And of course, according to the CEO Reputation and Corporate Reputation Report, it shows that from their findings, they indicated that CEOs' reputations have as much strong impact on the company's reputation as other factors. And to some extent, they went up to 70%. For example, if the CEO was caught in some act, maybe adultery, it affected the company almost by 70% in sales and all that, just because of the CEO's reputation. So it's very important for business leaders, especially, to behave themselves and have very strong characters. Now, as we wind up in 1 minute, Mr. Kuzuka, what would you say, especially to the people of Kagarama, if I mentioned that right, and of course the people of MTAG, where you come from?
Thank you so much, Anthony. One thing I need to say is that we need to start appreciating the importance of branding at a personal level, but also as a business. Branding is everything that you need to get loyal customers. And once you have loyal customers, then you can be sure you have profit and you also are achieving the purpose for which you're living. I can guarantee you that there are not very many perfectly branded people or perfectly branded businesses. It's a daily job that you must do to improve your brand. And from me to you, thank you so much and greetings from Chigarama.
Thank you so much, Mr. Alexander. Mr. Bravo, one last message, especially for Bravo Shoes, where we can find them online. And
Bravo Shoes, we're on Twitter, we're on Facebook, we're on Google. Just Google Bravo Shoes. You'll be able to get Bravo Shoes. And most people do not know that I'm a foot health practitioner, and I handle diabetic foot. I know some people who are suffering from diabetes. They have a lot of food challenges, and Bravo Shoes does that, and we handle that part of medical. And of course, many people have not known about it, but we do that. I know so many people are suffering the food challenges, and we sort them out. Otherwise, we are very honored, and we are proud. We are open to discussion. Contact us if you need any assistance. And our entrepreneurs, there are 3 human poisons that you should never get into your business. Number 1 is greed, anger, and foolishness. Stroke ignorance. Once you get rid of these poisons, these are the greatest, the highest, the worst poisons that are engulfed in the mind of entrepreneurs and businessmen. That when you are greedy, you want everything for yourself. When you're angry, that you always fight a competition and fight anyone who proves to be a threat to you, okay? Then foolishness is taking decisions that are foolish, and stroke ignorance, that we need to make sure that we get information every day, equip ourselves with what is latest, and jump into the platform and make sure that we focus on our businesses, but most of all, create value in every business you're into. Make sure that business creates value in your society.
Wow, thank you. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for those of you who are online, especially Regan and a couple of other individuals, Sophia, Dora, and the like. Thank you so much for your comments. We will definitely be able to get back to you there. We were talking about branding. Several things have been talked about, and you can catch all the episodes if you miss any on our YouTube channel at Smart24 TV Live. My name is Anthony Sabale. Catch you next time. Good night for now.